Weilà raga, what's up guys, and welcome to Learn Italian Grammar Basics 6. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys the conditional tense in Italian. We use this verb tense whenever we're talking about things that we would, we could, or we should do. And this verb tense really is advanced Italian, but it doesn't mean that this verb tense is necessarily harder than things that we've done in the other Grammar Basics videos. So the first thing I'm going to teach you guys today is how you say that you would do something, particularly how you would eat something. Because I love the verb mangiare, as you guys know, I've used it in a ton of my other videos, and I'm going to use it again today. Mangiare is a regular are, or you could call it in English an airy verb in Italian. That means it's going to follow the regular pattern that I'm going to show you right now for conjugating, okay? So here are the are and erre verb endings in the conditional tense. Io will end in errei. Tu will end in erresti. Lui and lei will end in errebbe. Noi will end in erremo. Voi will end in erreste. And loro will end in errebbero. But just to let you guys know, these verb endings are the same for ire verbs, except we're going to be using an I before the R instead of an E. And if this doesn't make sense, you'll see that as we go along once I show you guys an ire verb. So let's go along and conjugate mangiare in the conditional tense, using it as saying that you would eat. So we first have io mangerei. Io mangerei. Now, in Italian you don't necessarily need the pronoun because when you're conjugating a verb, the verb only gets conjugated depending on the subject, depending on the pronoun and who we're talking about. So if I just said mangerei, that means I would eat. If I say io mangerei, it also means I would eat. It's the same thing. So it's really up to you as to whether you want to use the pronoun or not. But the reason why I teach you guys these verb conjugations with the associated pronoun is because I think that that may be able to help you to remember the verb endings instead of just telling you, okay, here are all the conjugated forms of mangiare, go ahead and memorize them. Now for some people that might work, but I know for me when I was studying a lot of these verb tenses, I remember that having those pronouns kind of helped me as an anchor because I would remember the pronoun and the correlating verb ending, and then I would just swap in that verb ending depending on what verb I was using, you know? So that really helped me out, and maybe that will help you guys too. But just to let you know, if you said the pronoun or if you didn't, that's okay. Just as long as you conjugate the verb, that's the most important thing. So to say I would eat, we say io mangerei. Io mangerei, I would eat. You would eat. Tu mangeresti. Tu mangeresti. He or she would eat is lui, lei mangerebbe. Lui, lei mangerebbe. Noi mangeremmo. Noi mangeremmo. We would eat. Voi mangereste. Voi mangereste. That means you guys or you all would eat. Loro mangerebbero. Loro mangerebbero. So that is how you conjugate a regular are verb in the conditional tense. But the next thing that I'm going to show you is an irregular erre verb. And the reason for that is because it means could. I'm going to show you how you express that you could do something in Italian. But also because erre verbs get conjugated in exactly the same way as are verbs do in the conditional tense. So if you're interested in seeing a regular erre verb conjugated as saying that you would do something, I'll put that, you will find that in the blog post that I'm going to write, and the link for that is down below. But I want to show you guys an irregular verb, and it's also the second thing that I want to talk about in this video, which is that you could do something. How to express that. We use the verb in Italian potere. Potere. Now this is generally speaking an irregular verb, and it's also irregular in the conditional tense. The reason why it's irregular in the conditional tense is because when we're conjugating it, we're not doing the same thing that we would do for all regular are and erre verbs, where we have an er, let's say for example the io form. We're not doing like we did for mangiare when we said mangerei, when the verb ending is an er and then something else. We're just using the r, okay? So there's going to be no e's before the r in the verb endings for potere, okay? So for example, if I just want to say simply I could, I say io potrei, io potrei. But now if I want to say I could eat, for example, I say io potrei mangiare, Io potrei mangiare. This is very similar to some of the stuff that we've done in the past Grammar Basics videos, where we've got our pronoun, which of course is always optional, we've got like a helping verb that gets conjugated in the verb tense that we're talking about, and then we've got our main verb, which stays in its infinitive form. When a verb in Italian stays in its infinitive form, it means that it does not get conjugated. It stays as either an arre, erre, or ire verb, or with those verb endings. And that's what we're going to do whenever we're saying that we could, and even when we get to talking about that we should do something, okay? With would is kind of on its own, where we're just taking a verb, changing the ending, and boom, you're saying that you would do something. But with should and could, we're going to need a helping verb, and our helping verbs are potere, for when you're talking about could, and then dovere, when you're talking about should. So, I could eat is io potrei mangiare. You could eat. Tu potresti mangiare. Lui, lei, potrebbe mangiare. He or she could eat. Noi potremmo mangiare. We could eat. Voi potreste mangiare. You guys or you all could eat. Loro potrebbero mangiare. And that means they could eat. In Italian, and I think this also is the same way for Spanish, whenever you've got two verbs next to each other, the first verb usually always gets conjugated, and the second will always stay in its infinitive form. So now let me show you how you say that you should do something. It's pretty much the same thing to how you say that you could do something, except we're using a different verb. We're using dovere. And dovere means to have to or must. But when it's in the conditional tense, dovere actually means should. So if I want to say I should, I simply say io dovrei. Io dovrei. That means I should. If I want to say I should eat, let's say for example, I just plug in mangiare after io dovrei. That's it. Because all we're really conjugating is our helping verb, we'll call it, okay? Tu dovresti mangiare. You should eat. Lui, lei dovrebbe mangiare. He or she should eat. Noi dovremmo mangiare. We should eat. Voi dovreste mangiare. You guys or you all should eat. Loro dovrebbero mangiare. They should eat. So this is pretty much the same thing that we did with when you said that you could do something. So now to finish up this video, I'm going to show you how you conjugate an ire verb. Now it's pretty much the same as all the things that I've been showing you, except our verb endings will include an I before the letter R. So let's conjugate the ire verb dormire. Dormire, and dormire means to sleep. I think I've conjugated this verb before in some of my past videos. So here's how you conjugate it, just saying that you would sleep. We're not going to say that we could or we should sleep, just that we would sleep, okay? We would. So we say io dormirei. Io dormirei. Now, if we want to know, just to get a little fancy, I could sleep, we would say io potrei dormire. Io potrei dormire. I could sleep. To say I should sleep, we just substitute potrei for dovrei. So we say io dovrei dormire. Io dovrei dormire. I should sleep. But let's now get back to how you just say that you would sleep, okay? So you would sleep is tu dormiresti. Lui, lei dormirebbe. That means he or she would sleep. Noi dormiremmo. We would sleep. Voi dormireste. You guys or you all would sleep. Loro dormirebbero. That means they would sleep. Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. I hope you liked it, and if you're feeling that you're a little lost, definitely rewatch this video a couple more times. As I always say, practice makes perfect, and all you need is just to get comfortable with something. Also, definitely check out, you'll find the link down below for a blog post that I'm going to write about everything that I went over in this video. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and checking out this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel so you can get notified as to when I upload my new videos, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao!